let us discuss what are valence electron and valency. So here we have valence electron. So what are valence electron basically? And then we'll try to determine what is valency. So the electrons which are present, in outermost valence shell, the last shell we say, the electrons which are present in outermost valence shell or the outermost orbit of an atom, that is known as valence electron. That is known as valence electron. Now, let me take a simple example to illustrate this. I have an atom sodium. So, the atomic number of sodium, just think over this, it's 11. Very good. So, the electronic configuration of sodium atom will become 2, 8, 1. The electronic configuration of sodium will become 281. Now, as you see, in case of sodium, there is one electron in a valence shell. There is one electron in outermost shell. So that becomes valence electron. So here I can say sodium has one electron in valence shell. Let us take another example related to this. I have fluorine, atomic number is 9. The electronic configuration becomes 2, 7. As you can see here, there are 7 electrons in the valence shell, the 7 electrons in the last shell. So, fluorine has 7 electrons in valence shell. Okay. So the electrons which are present in outermost shell, those are called as your valence electron or the outermost electron. Now, based on this, we try to define the valency. What is this valency indicates? Valence is nothing but the total number of electrons, which atom of an element will lose or atom of an element will gain or it will try to share with some else atom during the course of chemical reaction. That is called as the valency of an atom of element. So it's a total number of electron which I'm losing, which I'm gaining, or I'm sharing with someone during the course of chemical reaction. That is called as valency. It is generally also considered as total number of electron loss, gain, or share in order to complete octet or duplet arrangement. That's also one of the definition which you learned earlier. Now, so what will be there if an atom of element which has got 1, 2 or 3 electron in the outermost shell, if an atom of an element has got 1, 2 or 3 electron in outermost shell. So here I am having 1, 2 or 3 electron in the valence shell. Then what I'll tend to do? I tend to lose electron. It forms positively charged ion, that is known as cation, and I commonly refer myself as an electropositive element or metal. So as earlier I've taken an example here, and again I'm taking sodium, atomic number 11, electronic configuration 281. So sodium, what sodium does actually? Sodium tends to lose electrons. So it loses one electron and get converted into Na plus 1 ion. Now how I can get Na plus 1 ion? Just look at here. Sodium has got atomic number 11. That indicates that it has got 11 proton and 11 electron. Sodium has got 11 proton and 11 electron. Out of that, 1 electron is lost. So what I'll be having here? 11 proton and 10 electron. See, in this case of sodium atom, 11 positive charge balances 11 negative charge. That means it do not have any charge, it's a neutral. But when it gets converted into ion, So positive charge is more. In case of sodium ion, the electrons are less. So I have 11 positive charge balancing 10 negative charge. That means one positive charge left. That's what it acquires a positive charge on sodium. It acquires positive charge on sodium. So this positively charged ion, we call it as a cation. We call it as a cation. And due to this, they are called as electropositive element, or we generally consider them as in metal. We generally consider them as in metal. Now let me have another example related to this. I have calcium, whose atomic number is 20. So 2, 8, 8, 2. Now this calcium atom will tend to lose 2 electrons and get converted into Ca plus 2 ion, Ca plus 1. Now why positive plus 2 charge? Just look at here. Calcium has got atomic number 20. So it has got 20 proton and 20 electron. So it's a neutral. But when it loses 2 electron, I'm having here 20 proton and 18 electrons are there. So the number of positive charge is more. On account of that, calcium acquires plus 2 charge. Sorry, calcium acquires plus 2 charge, we can say. So here I am having calcium with plus 2 charge. Okay, that's why these elements we call them as a metal, and they normally show a tendency to lose electron. Now let us come across another set of elements I am having. Now these elements have either 4 or more than 4 electrons in the valence shell. This set of elements will have either 4 or more than 4 electrons in the valence shell. So what they generally do, they generally tend to form a negatively charged ion by gain of electrons. So they generally gain electrons, okay, and forms negatively charged ion which commonly call it as an anion. And these elements we call them as an electronegative element. This element we commonly call them as an electronegative element. Let me take one simple example here. I have a fluorine, okay, symbol F, atomic number 9. The electronic configuration becomes 2, 7. Now this fluorine, whose atomic number is 9, tends to gain electron and get converted into F minus 1. Now how F minus 1 comes, just look at here. Fluorine has got atomic number 9, so it has got 9 proton, 9 electron. The proton and electron balances each other, so neutral atom do not carry any charge. But there is one extra electron comes. I have 9 positive charge and 10 negative charges there. So one negative charge is extra. On account of that, fluorine gets minus 1 charge. On account of that, fluorine gets minus 1 charge. Then let me have another example here, sulfur, whose atomic number is 16. The electronic configuration becomes 286. Now this sulfur, whose atomic number is 16, gains 2 electrons and get converted into S minus 2. Now why S minus 2? Sulfur, whose atomic number is 16, that indicates that it has got 16 proton and 16 electron. But as it has gained 2 extra electron, so now it will become 16 proton and 18 electrons. As the number of electrons are more than the number of protons, how many electrons are more? 2 electrons, that's why it carries minus 2 charge. And it results in formation of this negatively charged ion, which is generally considered as an anion. Hence, these elements we call them as a non-metallic element. But apart from this, there are certain group of atoms which basically have got their octet completed. Generally what they do, these elements have got 8 electrons in the valence shell, so they neither show a tendency to lose, gain or share electron. Because they got stable electronic arrangement. That means they have 8 electrons in the valence shell. Just look at here everywhere. They have 8 electrons in the valence shell. So on account of this particular 8 electron in a valence shell, they generally do not show any tendency to lose, gain or share electron with any other element. That's why they are called as inert. That's why they are called as inert elements, or we call them as a noble gases because their octet is completed. So here, as this elements, so we have as they have octet completed, you have helium which has got duplet completed. Okay, so they are chemically stable. They are chemically stable. They neither show tendency to lose, gain or share electron, and due to this they are called as inert gases. They are called as inert gases. Thank you for watching.